So, after many months of hinting, of writing songs and parodies, and all that, it's finally here. Hey everyone, it's Melody, and I am just going to keep talking and not stop this recording no matter what, so that I can tell the whole story, hopefully in 15 minutes, because I really, really want to get this out there. I wanted to explain about my story last week because it was anti-bullying week in the UK, but I didn't know that. I mean, I did, but I missed it, so I'm gonna do it now. So basically, as you can tell from the title, it's basically about how I became a brony and how MLP has helped me, and how I got to where I am now. And it's a really long story. Actually, I'm gonna try and cut it down as much as possible. So, yeah, and I did not script this at all, so I'm just gonna be rambling on for hopefully, for about 15 minutes at the most, so that I can post this video. Okay, so, the story actually starts 3 years ago. I had just graduated from my old school, and I went to a new school. And when you're in a new school and you're a little shy and all that, and you just don't know how to interact with people. I was that kind of kid. I stepped into my classroom and I was just really shy and I didn't know who to talk to. We were having our orientation week, and then this girl, we'll call her A, the letter A, the first letter of the alphabet, A. So person A, she walked up to me and started talking to me, and we became, I wouldn't say friends, but we became those kinds of classmates that would just, chat a lot. We never actually developed an actual friendship. We kind of just kept talking for that first week or two. And, everything was going great. I was actually finally starting to come out of my shell, to open up. Because in my old school, I was quite bubbly. I was quite talkative. I would talk to anyone and everyone. I wasn't shy, but it was a new school, so I didn't know anyone and all that. So, yeah. And yeah, everything was going great. I was starting to become my normal self again. And then 3 weeks after school started, this girl started accusing me of random things that I didn't do. There was this there were a lot of instances, but basically she started accusing me, and I could hear her talking about me to the person behind her in class. I would be having lessons and I would be listening to the teacher, and I would get distracted because that girl would just be talking and talking beside me. She sits beside me in class, so she's right next to me, and she keeps turning around to the person behind her and kept talking about me and laughing. I wouldn't say it was always about me, because I have no proof that she was talking about me all the time. But at least some of the time it was about me, because I caught my name, and it was kind of clear that they were pointing in my direction. So, yeah, basically that's what happened. And it went on for a while, and to a certain extent she was trying to help me, because I was lagging behind in my studies and all that. But there was this one day where okay, you guys don't know this about me if you're not someone that I'm friends with online, but I'm actually partially visually impaired. I can see lights and colors and blurred images, but everything's just really blurry. That's also one of the reasons I don't edit my own videos. I have friends who help me edit my covers because I can't see well enough to operate a computer and edit my covers myself, so that's why. But the point is, because of that, the teacher would often write the homework on the board, or sometimes she would say it aloud, but sometimes I would miss it. So I would ask this girl beside me what the homework was, but sometimes she'd be busy. She kept telling me, give me a minute, I'm writing down the homework and all that, and then she would just walk away and forget about that. Forget that I asked her. And if I ask her later on, she's like, you didn't ask me. So there's this one day when she was telling me, you missed out on a lot of homework, and she was giving me an entire list. She was rambling on, and I was getting more and more stressed by the minute because I realized, oh crap, I have so much work to do. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to finish them all. And I told her to stop, but she wouldn't. And I started crying in class because I was too stressed. She didn't know what she did, and I never told her because I didn't want to upset her. But that was the first sign that this relationship with this girl is not going to go well. In March and April, things just got worse. In April, okay, so if you're confused, I'm sure some of you are confused right now, but my school year starts in January and ends in October. So the first few weeks were in January, and then in February was that incident with the homework. And April, she started getting meaner. Is that even a word? I don't know. All I know is she walked up to me one day, and I was carrying a pile of books, and she was like, "Want me to help you with those?" I said, "Sure, if you're not rushing off to class or something." And she's like, "No, it's fine." She took my books and she stuffed them into my bag. And when I went downstairs, because I was having a free period, I saw that she actually folded one of my books in half, and there was this really ugly line across it, and it was very visible. She kind of destroyed the book, kind of. It was still readable. Like, I use something called Braille to read because I can't see, but I could still read it with my finger, but there was still a line on the cover, and it was, yeah, and she denied it later on, and when she finally admitted it, she begged me not to tell anyone, and I didn't because I was scared of her by this point. She even made me throw away some trash, basically a lot of stuff. I'm not going to list everything here, but I got accused, I got that kind of treatment for the first year in school. So fast forward to the second year, I was already very down, and I would still be in the same class with this girl, and I really didn't like it. I was really down. I had a few casual friends, but it just wasn't helping. Like, I could have fun, but I was getting more and more upset by the day. I would break down crying at random moments, and my mom didn't even know what was going on until June. And then, yeah, it got pretty extreme. But then in 2015, the second year, I met this friend, and she was really, really nice to me. In fact, I was still in the same classroom as that girl, but she was no longer sitting beside me, so it made things a little easier. And also, I made this amazing friend who was really close to me. She introduced me to her friends, and we hung out together in the malls. We would hang out in groups and stuff, and I finally felt like I found a family. I finally felt like I found people who cared about me. All my troubles just vanished. In fact, 2015 was one of my best years of my life so far. One of them. And then, everything was going great. At the end of that year, I was a completely different person. I wasn't crying as much anymore. I was cheerful. I was my old self again. And I was socializing and everything. And then last year, sorry, I was thinking of something else. Last year, there was a misunderstanding. I'm gonna be honest, I pranked this girl, okay? It was a very stupid prank, but I did prank her, and I tried to apologize for that, and she didn't accept it. The argument escalated, and then she ended up leaving me. She just kind of, I don't want to be friends anymore. Yeah, she just sent me that through a text, and that broke me. I spent the next few weeks crying a lot. In fact, what really scared me was I displayed some of the symptoms of heartbreak. I was crying a lot. I felt like I was, I didn't even know who I was in this world anymore. I don't know why. I just felt so broken. She was really close to me, and not only her, but her friend left me too. And then Like, I was really upset, and I didn't know what to do. By this time, I had already started watching MLP, and yes, I have watched it, but I mean, I have watched it before then, but I wasn't, like, really into it. But during that time, I really needed something to distract myself, so I binged watched MLP. I binge watched it. And then I grew to like it more and more. It was a distraction from my sadness, especially Pinkie Pie. Pinkie Pie was my favorite pony, like my very first favorite pony. Then it was Twilight, then it's Fluttershy, and it's still Fluttershy today, but that's besides the point. Pinkie was the life of the party. Eventually, I got better. I wasn't crying as much, though it was bad enough that I had to go to a counselor, a psychologist, and all that. And then it eventually got better, but I was still suffering from, like, I wouldn't say heartbreak, but grief from losing this friend up till February of this year, which is like an entire year. I lost her for an entire year, and I was still thinking about it. Some of my friends were starting to get annoyed with me, and I couldn't explain to them why I couldn't let go. I wrote a few songs about that, a few parodies. That parody that was about the Steven Universe parody. It's over, isn't it? That was about her. She really was like a sister to me. But then by that time I started watching MLP fan videos because I had already exhausted all the episodes. And then I came across this cover, this giant group cover of it's called Above the Clouds Massive Group Collab. It's by Silver Swirls, and I just got really excited because it was 30 people and it was so beautifully sung together, and I really loved singing. Even at that time, I loved singing. And my channel was created back in September of last year, but I didn't know what to post. But at that moment, I realized, hey, I actually want to do covers on YouTube. So I started up. I had a question, so I held auditions for people. I asked people if they wanted to join me in doing collabs on YouTube. Eventually, long story short, I got in about 20 people, 30 people, and as the months passed, I got even more, and Voices of the Everfree was born, and I met some amazing friends here. I'm just gonna give them shout outs. Sweet Song, Merc Queen VA, Miss Bally, Heart Song MLP covers, Halia, Burgundy Patches, or as she's known as Reagan Acapella right now, and MLP Fawn Productions, and the most recent addition, Fluffy Feathers MLP. But these people are my closest friends in that group, and as I met them one by one, oh yeah, and Feather Quill. Sorry, Feather, I almost forgot. Not because I wanted to, but I was thinking of other things. But as I met them one by one and we talked, they helped me get over my friend. And like, as we talked and we bonded, I just grew to enjoy doing YouTube more and more. And I started watching audio dramas, and I realized I love voice acting. So yeah, and I got into that, and here I am now. So basically, if it weren't for this group, just like I said in my thank you Voices of the Everfree video, I wouldn't be who I am today. So thank you, everyone. Once again, I love you all, and I'm sharing this story not for you guys to feel bad for me or anything. I just wanted to get it out there because I've been giving a lot of hints lately, and yeah, I think it's just time to tell you all what happened to me. It's not a very extreme story or something that's very serious, but I wanted to share it anyway, and especially since it involved bullying. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I just realized that while giving the shoutouts, I missed out some people. Oh gosh, how could I have done that? Okay, so we have Daniel Scratch Animations, Masterman100, Apple Dashing, and I don't have time to name you all because I'm fast approaching 15 minutes and I have to end this video. So don't worry, if I don't give you a shout out, I haven't forgotten you, but I have to end this video. So thank you so much for watching. I love you all, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!